Back to the Western Cape now, because strategies on fighting financial crimes are set to dominate discussions on day 2 of the INTERPOL African Regional Conference in Cape Town. During his opening address yesterday, Acting Police Minister Feroz Kachalia highlighted the loss of large quantities of money through illicit financial flows. He says most African countries don't have adequate resources to tackle this. Let's cross live to Juniour Khumalo, who sat through the first day of that gathering. Perhaps a short recap of the day's proceedings and what to expect today. Good morning, Juniour.
Good morning to you, Arabile, and a good morning to our viewers. As you've already indicated, we do expect today that the main focus is going to be Interpol basically sharing those tools when it comes to fighting financial crime. Yesterday, we did hear the acting police minister basically bemoaning the loss of billions of rands. He said about between 60 and 80 billion is lost when it comes to illicit money flows from Africa. And this was very concerning because most African states basically do not have the funds even to fund some of the service delivery that they need. So that was one of the things that we are expecting to happen today. But yesterday, the minister also and all of the delegates that spoke basically talking about transnational crime, saying that there is definitely a need for all of the countries that are within Interpol to actually work together to try and combat transnational crime. I am going to bring in the National Police Commissioner, Mr. Fannie Masemola. Firstly, before we go any deeper, happy birthday. I know it's your birthday today. But just to speak to you about transnational crime. Yesterday, there was almost everyone who spoke about this need for law enforcement agencies from all over the world to work together when it comes to combating transnational crimes. What are some of the commitments that have been made during the first day of discussions around working together as the Interpol community?
Yeah, thank you, Junior, to you and your viewers. We are still in deliberations, but what comes out probably as we go towards making resolutions is that there is emphasis that we need to work together as a region in Africa, firstly as SADC and also as Africa, but also we need to work together with the rest of the global nation, because criminals, that's how they work. And because of the cyberspace that is quite accessible to everyone, crime, unfortunately, also happens through the cyberspace. And of course, as you are aware, we have a challenge with regard to drugs, not only us in South Africa, the rest of the world. Drugs transit in and out of countries, and we are not an exception to that. So we were looking at strategies in terms of how do we going to deal with drugs, not only concentrate on those that brings either a kilo or 5 kilo. No. We want to now we agreed to move forward to say, let's deal with the one who manufactures, the one who then distribute, and obviously the end product, the one that sells might not even have a product to sell. So that's how we want to evolve and concentrate. We know which countries these drugs be manufactured, and they are cooperating. We want to look towards working in that direction.
And part of what was said, especially by the president of Interpol, was this working together to try and ensure that criminals who run to certain countries are brought back to South Africa. The Interpol president himself, being from the UAE, was there any discussions when it comes to South Africa trying to bring back the Guptas? Because we know that that has taken for so long, and a lot of South Africans are awaiting that bringing back of those two brothers that have run to the UAE.
Well, that discussion is not taking place here. You would recall that that case is investigated by IDEC, so it is a different ball game. The discussion between the National Prosecuting Authority, Department of Justice, and the UAE authorities. That's the level where it will be discussed.
And just to go to that red notice then that was issued by Interpol on the two Gupta brothers, how is that expected to work?
Well, the red notice is still out there, and if the red notice is out on a person's name, it means if you are picked up in any country, that country needs to arrest you, and we be notified and go and collect them. Yeah.
And just coming back to what is happening in South Africa, you are hosting this conference here in the Western Cape. There has been that flare-up when it comes to taxi violence, as well as the gang violence that's also been happening. What measures, as the national government, are you trying to bring into the Western Cape to try and quell all of this? Because we've seen even innocent bystanders getting shot in this gang violence.
Look, it is unacceptable, the rate of gang violence that is happening. It's unfortunate that when we arrest some, we have arrested over 37 gang members and leaders recently. So as you do that, there is a vacuum of leadership and there is a spiral of shooting. Hence, we say to our investigators, put the net wide so that you can include everybody and we collect everybody. So that's what we are doing. We have more than 200 police that we have taken from other provinces that are here for a month already, while they are still learning the area, but they are here, with also local police that are assisting them. So we think with time, as time goes on, we will be able to overcome this gang violence, even though, of course, we need a holistic approach in terms of fighting gang violence, because us arresting and dealing with drugs and firearms and the leaders, it will not necessarily assist the situation. We need the community and other departments to come on board to deal with children that are not schooling, children that are unregistered, so that we can address holistically the whole problem. Because currently, the gang groupings, they find children to be a very soft target because they are just there, they are not going to school, they are loitering, and that's how then they get to be used as gang members.
And just for South Africans, National Commissioner, who are watching this conference itself unfold, basically some of them have seemingly lost trust in the SAPS because of the allegations that were ventilated by the KZN National Police Commissioner, Provincial Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi. And now that very commission that was meant to ventilate all of this has been postponed. The case that was opened by Mr. Sibiya has also been moved backwards as well. Do you think that there is a growing concern among citizens when it comes to the postponement of these legal processes that were actually supposed to then bring more light in terms of what is really happening in the police top brass?
Look, I can't talk about matters of postponement, which I'm not privy to. I don't know. But I'm aware that, yes, there's been postponement. I wouldn't know the main reasons for that. But what I can say to South Africans is that the men and women in blue, they are still out there. They are doing their job. They are dedicated. So do not lose hope. Don't be defocused. We are arresting a lot of suspects, as we have seen with, even in this province. They recovered over 800 firearms, and I must also say we have an idea where these firearms are coming from, and we are getting into those routes to deal with it. And in terms of drugs and other crimes, we are on top of the situation way to deal with it. So they shouldn't be demotivated by what is happening. No. We know what is happening. Those that are involved in crime, we are dealing with them.
Thank you so much. That is the National Police Commissioner, Mr. Fannie Masemola, who is saying that to South Africans, do not be disheartened, especially amidst all of these allegations of political interference, as well as criminality and alleged corruption within the SAPS top brass, because they are working hard to try and ensure that there is peace and stability in the country, Arabia.